Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Express on SABC3, broadcasting across the land. Now, there's a brand new TV series on SABC3 on Thursday nights at 6:30. It's called Those Who Can't and features a school staff room full of teachers who behave quite as badly as the kids they're supposed to be educating and disciplining, and promises to entertain South Africa with a refreshing style of comedy featuring some big names in the TV industry. And we're joined this morning by award-winning actress Kate Normington and co-creator and writer of the show, Tom Eaton. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
I'm very excited. Today is episode 3 that we're going to be seeing on SABC3. But let's get a bit of a background on the show. Tom, tell us, what is Those Who Can't all about?
Those Who Can't shows us that what goes on in a school staff room is exactly the same as what goes on in the school's playground. It was originally, the concept was Alan Committee's idea. Alan Committee we all know from Defending the Caveman and his stand-up career. But what a lot of people don't know is that Alan was actually a high school teacher for 4 or 5 years at a Cape Town high school. So he knows what goes on in a staff room. And Alan came to me with this idea of a dysfunctional staff room, of teachers who are just as bad as the kids. And that's where the idea came from. And I must just say the title, Those Who Can't, there's this old saying, those who can do and those who can't teach. We've taken a bit of flack for that from teachers.
Really? Already?
Already, but we say that, well, no, we love teachers. Both my parents are high school teachers.
Yeah.
But these teachers are those who can't. Our ones, this lot can't.
Kate, from all that you've done previously, here you are playing, I think, what it probably is one of the coolest jobs, if you will. You're playing the guidance counsellor, one of the most loved teachers in a school. What was that like for you?
Ironically, though, this guidance teacher is anything but a counsellor or a guidance teacher, because they were always really cool at school. But Desiree, which is my character's name, is highly dysfunctional. She's not going to be guiding anybody, least of all herself. Yeah. She can't even self-speak, herself, so she's really not going to get it together for the kids. She's a narcissist. They're all quite sort of narcissistic in some sort of
Is there any form
way.
of education happening at the school?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, no.
So not a good example to follow. It's there for the pure entertainment thereof.
Pure entertainment.
But tell me about the writing process and putting all of this together, because it's all done in good kind of good faith and in good humour as well.
Yeah. Look, it's important not to mock the teaching profession. We all know what an amazing job teachers do.
My mom's a teacher.
Good.
My mom's a teacher. Watch it.
That makes 2 of us. And we know that they do amazing work under extremely difficult conditions. So it was important not to be mean or nasty.
Yes.
But at the same time, teachers are fairly unique creatures in that they spend their lives in this tiny, very intense little world. And it sometimes leads to quite eccentric and funny behaviour.
Yeah.
So the writing process was a combination of just coming up with jokes that we hope the audience will find funny, and then drawing on our actual histories, as kids at school, and then Alan in the staff room, and my own family history with teaching.
Yeah.
So it was a fun process of throwing all that together.
But it's always beautiful to revisit those school memories. I mean, we had those bad experiences, those good ones, but to go back and relive them and think about them is always a good laugh. Now, tell me, who do you think will enjoy this show the most, Kate?
It's across the board, Tom. I mean, it's just, everybody relates to this. It's a universal theme, and, everyone's got a story. And they, hopefully they'll be looking at teachers going, oh my God, that's so-and-so, that's, they'll relate to it in that way. Yeah.
But tell me a couple of the characters. So we know that Kate plays the guidance counsellor.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other characters?
Well, we've got Sela Sobotsani playing our new headmaster, Ezekiel Dlamini, who's come into the school to kind of fix it.
He already sounds dodgy.
Yeah, he's actually the least dodgy of them all. Yeah, he's a sort of grand old man. Then we've got Grant Swanby, who is the deputy head, who feels hard done by that he's not the headmaster. And of course, he's perhaps our baddie. We've got Robin Scott playing the school secretary, who verges on being psychotic.
But secretaries... well, sorry, I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
She is psychotic. Yeah.
The sports teacher. Who's the sports teacher?
The sports teacher is Loyisa MacDonald, and I must just defend him. He's not only the sports teacher, he's also the geography teacher. As he reminds people, I teach geography too.
It's a good combo.
Loyisa, lovely guy, and I wish I could have spent more time with the cast. He teaches gym and geography, and he is... But not the brightest guy in the school.
So are you guys functioning on the OBE system in the school here, or have we evolved?
I think we've evolved. One of the jokes in a former episode is, one of the teachers walks into the staff room, into the secretary's office, and she says, oh, don't you ever teach? And he says, not since OBE. So,
wow.
So we do go there. We do go there.
And I wanted to ask about your favourite moment, but your teacher moment that you kind of drew on when playing your character? Do you have a teacher moment back in the day that you kind of relate to?
No, I mean, all my teachers were fab, largely, you know, and weren't as dysfunctional as my character. But my English, all the English teachers were always the faves because they were human beings.
Because they were human beings.
Yeah, they were. So they were, you know, they were always talking to you about books and movies.
Yes.
But yeah, Mrs. Gilfillan was my favourite at Pretoria Girls High. Am I allowed to name
you? Pretoria Girls High. Woo, woo. There we go. But it's true what you say. I can remember Mrs. Van Sale, Mrs. Henry, Mr. Barnes. All of my teachers in primary school and high school were like that to me as well. Yours?
Yeah. You know, I can't name names for fear of offending people. But no, there were people. I mean, we had one teacher who will go nameless, whose husband was deathly ill, and it was very tragic. But she would bring in bits of his medication to do inspirational speeches.
Oh, wow.
Like, here is his iron lung. Here is an important piece of his heart. We'd be going, shouldn't that be at home with him to keep him alive?
Well, Tom and Kate, thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be on SABC 3 tonight, 6:30. It's called Those Who Can't. Right now, over to the kitchen. Lots happening there. Zozo and Caitlin and Liesl, actually. Check it out.